Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and I'm really excited today to be checking out Massive Darkness 2 Hellscape here on the channel. And the reason I'm so excited is because in the past, those of you that have been part of the Rolling Solo community for some time will remember we covered Massive Darkness in the past. And in that playthrough, things were very different. I was using a handheld camera, things were very raw, but we had so much fun with it. I even had some cool lighting going on. We really darkened the mood to match the game itself. And now we're checking out today the most recent version of Massive Darkness where things have changed. Mechanisms inside of the game, mechanics have changed, and there's some new classes that pair up with the different characters. The actual loot system has changed, and the game has been streamlined, as well as a campaign has been wrapped around it as well. So what you're going to see here today is all part of the demo that's completely available on the Kickstarter page that you can actually check out right now and play for yourself to see if it's something that interests you. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is essentially focusing mainly on the solo play, and there's been so many people asking the question, can you solo this game with just one character, like true solo? And yes, you can, because the game will scale its mobs and its big-time roaming monsters and bosses to the number of characters in play. The more you have, the higher those go up. Also, it exponentially adds time to the gameplay. So if you play true solo, you're probably playing the most streamlined version of Massive Darkness there is available. If you go ahead and do it how I'm going to do it in this gameplay video with two characters, as you can see on screen, then it's going to increase the time a little bit extra, but it gives you the benefit of having synergies and support between two different characters. One thing to note about what you're seeing on the table layout here is I've already tweaked a few things and put things in places based on the setup, as mentioned right here for quest number 1, the secret ritual. So we'll talk about that at a high level, but the other thing I want to mention is that the other two characters I've completely removed from here, just so that you're only focusing on what you need to play with 2 players versus seeing all 4 out on the table. So, high level overview, we've got roaming monsters here, we got your mobs over here, 1 all the way up to 5. When we play this, we're going to be on this level tier right here. We got common treasures, rare treasures, and epic treasures. These tie back to this treasure bag over here. And inside this treasure bag, there are a number of different things to find in here, including common treasure, like this token right here. You might come across rare treasure tokens in here as well, and that's going to tell you which of these cards to pull from. This bag is going to be changing as you go through the gameplay and is currently made up of this, all based on the setup for the scenario. We'll shuffle these up. Over here, we also have a darkness track, so every single round that goes by, we're going to move this token down the track. When it hits certain track marks, it's going to either punch out more roaming monsters, or it's going to punch out more mobs, and they're going to spawn at the portal area here. We'll talk about the portal and how that works with this particular scenario in a second, and as you see, you can even get some epic treasures and rare treasures once you hit certain spots on the track along the way. Once you get to the end, it flips over, and we'll talk about that kind of stuff later on. Dice are all here. Definitely going to be talking a lot about the dice as we go through the gameplay. But for now, I'm just going to kind of put them over here in a big pile. See if I can keep them off the game board, making a big mess. Go like this, just to separate them out. All right, and we've got starting items over here, but luckily I've already gone ahead and set up my characters, so you can see exactly what I've got for the rogue here all laid out. So the rogue starts with a short bow, at least that's what I've chosen the rogue to have. There was other weapons I could have chosen here. We've got things like the dagger, we've got a magic staff, we've got a light axe, got a magic wand, but I want the short bow. I want the distance shot here. And I've also got leather armor, which gives me 1 defensive die, and that's quite nice. Maximum health of 5, mana 3, the tokens are right here. I've also chosen for the item, because you can choose between a mana potion or a health potion. I chose a mana, but I'm actually going to take that back and take a health potion instead, because I just think keeping myself alive sounds like a better option. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with the paladin as well. I really like the idea of keeping myself alive. So we'll go like that. We've got the activation token we can use when we're done our turn to keep things obvious as to which characters have completed their turn. And now we're going to talk quickly about the leveling system. So in the game, as you kill different enemies, whether they be minions or the leader, you're going to go up in XP. A minion gives you 1 XP, a leader gives you 2. The benefit of killing a leader is that everybody in the party gets 2 XP when the leader dies. When the minions die, it's specific to who actually killed them. And we'll talk more about the roaming monsters and everything else later on. Once we get up to 5 XP, that's the first mark here, as you can see on the level card down below. And once we get there, then you can have a bump up of 1 health max. So basically, it's going to go from a 5 here to a 6. And it also tells you to put a token, a rare treasure token, inside the treasure bag, thus making the odds increasing that when you're going through the dungeon, you're going to find better loot. And of course, you can eventually get down to these epic treasures as well to get even better stuff. So the leveling system is quite interesting that way. So that's essentially it in a nutshell. And then over here, we're going to talk specifically about what makes the rogue class so cool. So we've got these reference cards here, talks about what shadow tokens will do. We already know based on the previous Massive Darkness what the shadows were all about, but they do have a shadow die in this game that can definitely swing things and also trigger your shadow mode ability. So we'll talk about that later on. Poison. This is something we're going to probably see in the near future, but essentially this can also come from a bag of tokens over here for the rogue that can potentially be gained later on. So right now, inside this bag, I'll show you what is currently here. We've got 10 tokens, and these are what's inside them currently. So we got a bunch of movement points, we got some rerolls, we got to move up to 2 zones before attacking, we got some die rolls here. So these are all things that you can do on your turn. So basically, every single time the rogue is going to activate, I'm going to pull 3 tiles face up, and they're going to sit in front of me. And every time I take an action, I'm going to be able to spend one of these tokens. If it happens to relate to the action I'm doing, I can take advantage of it. If it doesn't, I'm just burning the token. So basically, it's kind of like a 50-50 as to whether or not you're going, maybe not really, the odds really can't be calculated like that, but essentially, sometimes you're going to make use of these tokens, and other times they're just going to be burnt. But chances are, if you're playing smart, you can work your way through the 3 options that come out of the bag, and you can try to line up your choice of which one gets used first, because you do have a full choice. If I pull 3 to the bag like this, I could choose to do my movement first, and I could choose that after I do my movement, I want to move some more so I can do an attack, and then after that, I want to add some dice to it in my third action. That's kind of what's going on there. So we'll put those back into the bag, shuffle it up. There's other ones over here that are going to come out and get added into this bag later on based on skills that you get from leveling up. So depending on what skill you pick for the rogue, you're going to get tokens associated with it. And ironically, the one that I already chose here, up here, for level 1, which you have to do as part of setup, is got one that says gain tokens, shadow and shadow. So it's going to place these 2 into this bag like so. And that's what's going to happen every single time you level up. You're going to potentially be gaining more tokens that go into this bag, and every single time you activate, you're going to have 3 tokens come out. It's going to give you all kinds of increased options for your rogue. You can also see if I'm in shadow, I also get the advantage of being able to spend mana to gain +1 sword. We'll make use of that when we're doing some attacks. That's pretty much the gist. And right now the short bow takes up both hands, so I can't put anything here. We got like different areas here for different options that we can potentially pick up item-wise. Coming over to the Paladin, to sum up the Paladin, he's got a really interesting thing where he can spend 1 mana. It doesn't cost an action. He just spends 1 mana to put an aura onto a character. It sits underneath the character. So if it's the green one, you'll notice there's cards in each row here. So these rows or I should say columns are denoted by these lines right here going down. So Courage 1 is in the green aura column, and we've got Zeal 1 in the blue aura column right now, and red is locked. We can't get into red until we eventually gain this skill right here, which will allow us to then go ahead and unlock this particular slot. It says right there, gain access to the 3rd aura, attach it to any hero and rearrange your skills. We just don't have access to it yet. So the purpose of this is that you're going to be basically building out a skill set under each aura. So eventually, if I get the next level up to 2, I'll be able to pick a skill card. I could choose to place it under one of these 2. I could put it here. Now whoever's got the blue aura underneath them gets this and this. Pretty cool. On top of that, let's say hypothetically I spent 1 mana to put the aura on a character. That just stays on the character as long as I want it to be there. I can take it off whenever I want. But I can also, inside of a given round, and for 1 round, I can spend a mana in order to actually bless that particular ability or one of the abilities to basically buff it even further. But then at the end of or I should say, if we flip the card at the start of the round, because it's just basically the buff burns out on itself. So that's the essence of that. You'll see that in action as I'm going through the gameplay. It'll make a lot more sense. But that's really it in terms of what you're going to see here. But there's more once we get into the gameplay. And I don't want to spend the whole time kind of overviewing everything here, but that's the gist. The one thing to notice is we've also got some infernal imps here in the dungeon. I've already set them up. Here's what they look like. Again, the artwork in the game is absolutely fantastic. Coming over here, we have some angels, fallen angels, actually. So they are sitting in this room right here. And then we've got their stat cards up above here. So we got cards underneath. So there's a Staff of Darkness, which is giving this infernal imp the ability to do an attack of magic with 2 orange dice. Orange dice are better than yellow for attacks. And a magic attack is done 1 space away, a melee attack is done in the same space, and then ranged is based on however long the range is specified. You got common treasures on top of these guys. So basically when I set up this game up is when you pull a mob for the first time, you get the card. It'll tell you how many treasure tokens to take from the treasure bag over here. So I did that. I got a common treasure, goes in the corner like that. If there was 2, you pull another one. So not only do you get whatever loot, or I should say the weapon the enemy's carrying and attacking you with after you kill it, you also get some type of treasure. And it could be even more treasure with the tougher enemies later on. That's it. So let's start with the hero turn here, or the hero phase. I'm going to probably start with the paladin, I think. And I really want to put a green aura on myself. So I'm going to spend 1 mana here. I'm going to drop the green aura right underneath my own character. That is going to give me an instant buff, as you can see right here, of 1 movement point. So I'm going to go ahead and have Sir Ronan here go to, and actually just so you guys are aware, because I didn't tell you guys exactly the purpose of this scenario, here is the secret ritual breakdown like you'd see in the rulebook in terms of what we need to do. So the quest objectives are to open the gate and press both switches, which are both of these objectives we have to get from here, down this area, into these chamber rooms. We have to interact with these quest tokens, which will then unlock this door and then allow us to have a big time standoff with the big boss. I've already set all this stuff up. Really what I just talked about right now is this, and this has to do with the boss. And then it says right here, during setup, also spawn a mob on the zone with the portal token, and I did that as well. So we're all set. Plus all this has already been taken care of. So you can pause the screen and read that if you so choose. And actually what we can do if you want is we can actually read the little narrative into Quest 1, The Secret Ritual. And so it begins. The nightmares came true. A portal, similar to the one closed years ago, has been opened again, and darkness flows through the empire of Krondar. I'll go with that. For years, the Lightbringers have prepared themselves for this moment, and now a party must be sent there to investigate. We hope that the darkness is not so dense this time. All right. So, like I said, I started off with the Paladin. I spent 1 mana to put an aura on him, which giving him an extra movement point. So I'm going to choose to move as my first action. So I'll have 3 action points to spend. I'm going to go 1. You'll notice this is a trap right here. If I walk onto this space right now, it's active. It can hurt me. I roll a single die like this. And if I land any swords, I take that much in damage. I don't want to do that just yet. There are cards that allow me to disable traps, but we'll deal with that later. 1 movement point to here. I'm not going over here just yet. And my paladin only has a sword, so he can't even attack across the row here, even though he's got line of sight. The other thing to mention too is that, of course, like walls and doors block line of sight, but no characters or heroes or enemies block line of sight. So we're going to go ahead now with my second movement action, or I shouldn't say action, but second movement point. And I'm going to go ahead and open this door up. So flipping that over. So what do we do when we open up a door? We head over here to this door deck. And we're going to take the whole thing and actually bring it a little bit closer. And we'll flip it over. What do we got? Creaky door. Event. Don't spawn mobs on this chamber. Instead, spawn 1 mob on any of the icon you're seeing there in front of you, and players can choose. Now that icon is this icon right here. Now in this small map layout, there's only 1 of these. There's other ones in here, but these are specific to the rooms. That icon you just saw on the card is specific to just these ones in the corridors. So we have to place it here. So the next thing we do is first thing you do is go ahead and flip a door card. We did that. We know how to resolve the mob spawn that's in here, because it won't happen in here. It'll happen over here. But we still now have to go ahead and grab a item from the treasure bag to put into this location. So you'll notice there's a common treasure in here as well as a chest. So there's 2 different ways to grab some stuff in here. So I've got 1 more. Actually, the next thing I need to do is resolve that mob spawn. So we'll simply come over here. We'll grab a mob card, item to go along with it. We got a crossbow and a skeleton. So we'll bring these over here. It does state 1 on the card for a treasure. So we'll grab 1 treasure. put this card on top like this. This thing has the ability to actually hit me with a bow attack, which is not fun from distance. Okay, and then skeletons. Where are the skeletons here? Let's see. There's a skeleton leader. We'll put him there. The front, another skeleton, and another skeleton. And I'll give you a close-up of these guys so you can see them. Again, they look pretty awesome, even in this digital form. The artwork looks fantastic. Okay, so they are in, ready to go. And so let me think about my actions here. So I went 1 movement point. Second movement point was to open the door. And now I have to decide what I want to do with my third one. I'm probably just going to move right in. So the next thing I can do here is my second action. And my second action is going to be to move again. And by gaining movement points, it allows me to interact with chests as well, because for 1 movement point, I can interact with this chest. And when I do, because it's this particular icon of the chest, I can grab 2 treasure tokens from this bag and pick one. Well, they're both the same, so they're both common. I'll just pick a common one. These go back into the bag. If one of them had been one of the more rare items, I would have gone with that. So I'm choosing to take a common treasure card, flip this over. What do we get? A longbow. Okay, well, that's better options attack-wise than what I currently have on the paladin, so I'll place that in there like that. Pretty happy. The next thing that happens when you interact with a treasure chest like that is it's now gone. No one else can actually go into that area and use that chest. So I used 1 movement point to interact with that chest. I can move once more and then take this common treasure for the rest of my movement points. I'm going to do that. Take this treasure. This goes back in here in the bag. This is the makeup of the bag again. Currently, we'll shuffle it up. We're going to grab a common treasure. Hey, we got some armor. That's not bad. And that's really good armor, actually. So we'll put that there. Happy with that. Okay. So that is my second action complete. So now we go to the third action. For my last action here, I'm going to go ahead and take the paladin and go 1, 2, and 3 back to this back corner here. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this blue aura on, which is going to give a defense bonus. And this attack reroll actually shouldn't have been here. That was part of my example. Just this one right here is going to go underneath a Fae like that. All right. So with that, that is going to end the paladin's turn. And now, what are we going to do? We are going to get Fae moving probably into this area here, I think, because these guys are going to all come down the corridor here and not be able to attack me, but then I'll be in a perfect range to do attacks. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and first thing I'll do with Fae, I have to pull tokens from the bag. Let's actually make sure I've shuffled these well. Okay. We got a reroll. Oh, we got a little bit of everything there. That's great. So the extra movement point could be good. So I'm going to go ahead and do a movement first where I can get an extra movement point. That could be worthwhile. So the first thing I'm going to do is flip this door open. So we're going to go ahead and take this. What do we get? Horde Room event. Spawn mobs in this chamber with monster items of 1 higher tier if possible. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's not good. So we open up this door. We just resolved that. We're going to put a treasure token in here. Plus, we're going to resolve a regular mob for 1 to 3, but the actual level of the item is going to be higher. Oh, actually, sorry, did it say 1 level higher? Spawn mobs in this chamber with monster items of 1 higher tier. Tier would be up to this. Yeah, that's going to make things much more difficult. Oh my gosh, those are so strong. Not only is the undead, but they have a crossbow too. That's ridiculous. Oh man, I'm really asking for it now. Okay. Well, it is what it is. So we'll put this undead group up here as well. And we pull a treasure token. Oh, look at that. They're even holding a rare treasure. Wow. So a rare, they got a great item on them plus a rare treasure if we take them down. That makes them even more interesting to go after. Let's go ahead and get these guys out here. So the undead are, the leader is back here. And like that. All right, well, that's interesting. Okay, so that has been resolved. Now I have a short bow, and I'm going to go ahead probably and use my movement point in this case. Now I use one movement point to open the door. I'll definitely move in for one, and for my other movement point, I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm just burning this token, because I probably just want to make attacks at this point. I think. A little scared though. A little scared because these undead are not. They're going to be pretty brutal to deal with. Like, very brutal. We could get into a situation where we're very much surrounded very quickly at the beginning of the game. Yikes. Okay, well, I kind of brought this upon myself here. All right, let's do an attack. So first off, I'm going to do an attack. I'm going to add a yellow die to this attack after I roll it. I'm in darkness, so that's a plus. I'm using my bow, so it'll give me one yellow die. I can use one mana here in order to bump up my attack thanks to this ability, because I'm in shadows. And can I do anything else? Is the question. I don't think so. So I'm attacking these. That's going to bring 2 of these monster dies into the equation, plus whatever defense they have. They don't have any, so I guess that's a plus. I get to add an extra yellow die afterwards once I roll this. That's good. So we'll roll this. I've got a +1 sword already. We'll see how this goes. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead right now. And I could use a mana to reroll. I can also add dice to this as well. So first I'll add the die from this. So I'll flip this over. Oops. And oops. Add this die in. So one more sword. And then do I want to re-roll anything? So this is going to allow me to draw an additional token. That's not really something I need to do right now. So I'm actually going to... I'm going to probably burn another mana here to re-roll this one. Oh, so we just got... Ironic, we just got the mana back. Okay, so this is the final thing here. We got 2 hits. The one grab, what does that do? Nothing. Only on attack does the grab matter. So 2 damage is coming through to one of these undead minions, but it needs 4 to be taken out. So now we got to reset things. So I have this, I have this. I don't have this yellow die anymore. We still have 2 monster dies. This is going to make it even harder to do now. Oh yeah, sorry. I had 2 plus the 1 from the card. Don't want to forget that. So I actually had 3. Don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so that is that. There's still 2 minions there. That'll work. I'm going to pay an aura here to get the +1 on the attack here. And I got some rerolls. That's the benefit of this one. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty good. The hand does nothing. This is a blank. I could reroll. I might just reroll this one here because I'll take that. That's better. So 4. I don't think I'd have any reason to roll that. So this has been dealt with now. So 4 damage. Oh, and that's 4 damage plus the 1. So 1 is enough to add to the 3 I have here to take out 1. And then 4 is enough to take out the other one. Sweet. So 2 of them are down. That's pretty awesome. All right. Happy with that. So when we kill 2 of them, we gain 1 XP for each. That made life easier for me. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm not so happy that these guys are all going to be in the same room with me, though. Is there anything else I can really do? Not really, to be honest. Kind of done here. So I'll flip that over. And that's going to be the end of the very first round to play. A little scary. Okay, so the first thing we do now is all the enemies are going to activate. So obviously this undead leader is going to activate and come after me. So what does this undead leader have for an attack? Well, it can hit me from range and it's going to be happy to do so. It's always going to try to do that first. So 2 of these orange dice. Thankfully it has no minions with them because I took them out. So the no black dice get added to this. What does my rogue have? 1 blue die, but has the aura and the defense. So actually I get 2 blue die, which is going to be nice. And do I have anything else going for me? No. So it's going to be a roll with this. to see how this goes. And I do have the ability to reroll if I want to spend the mana. Okay, so I got hit with 1. I could reroll. Do I want to? I think I'll just... Well, they're going to come after me twice. That's the thing. I think I'll just take the hit on this one. Okay, and then this thing is going to attack me again because it activates twice. Really unfortunate. Oh, same thing happens. Okay, so if I want to, I can reroll. So maybe I will use a mana here to reroll and block it completely. Okay, so we're good. All right, so that is done. The Undead Leader is finished attacks. And because, see, the bonus here was by taking out its minions, it never had the chance to actually get hands, which would have added dice and all kinds of bad things. So I'm glad I got rid of it when I could have. Next must activate will be the skeleton leaders, these guys, so they can't go through doors. They're going to take the long way around. They're going to head 1 and then down to 2. Same thing with these guys. They're just coming down the pipes, which is great. Okay, all kind of in that down in that area here with my paladins. So they're done. And then these 3 are going to move down to here. All right. So that is the enemy activations all done. The next thing that happens is any upgrades. So any leveling up. So right now I have 2 experience here. So I need 5, as you can see on the card. I'm not anywhere near that yet. And 0 here. So nothing there. So we can skip past that. So the next thing that happens is we look at the darkness track. It's at level 1, or I should say it's at round 1. We move it to round 2. Simple as that. Eventually it'll start hitting things on the darkness track we need to actually deal with. But for now we're safe. And then we can put our activation tokens back, and we're ready to rock again with a fresh turn. So now we have a whole bunch of enemies nearby. Who do I want to start with? I kind of want to see how this pans out with this paladin. So let's go ahead and deal with the paladin first, seeing as he's got a pretty good attack from range. That's going to be helpful. And I got a reroll on that attack too, which I can't forget about. It's right underneath the die. So 2 for a ranged hit. Am I in darkness? I am not. So that's the only disadvantage. I'm not in darkness. Rats. Okay. When I'm attacking, I can ignore claws coming at me from the minions, which of course, if I'm attacking one of the sets of them, is going to have 2. Which set am I going after? Let's go after the imps first. So they have no... Yeah, let's go after the imps first. They have no defense dice, so that's good news. Okay, so it's going to be these, and I get a reroll. Do I have anything else to add to this? I don't think so. Nope. Okay, here we go. See how it pans out. All right, so that claw there, when I'm attacking, I can ignore one of those. So that doesn't hit me. I get 2 damage through, and they don't have any defense, and I think they're 2. Yes, they are. So that will remove one of them, which is great. So we'll put that imp right there. And that's 1 XP on the track for me. Okay, happy with that result. And we'll do the exact same thing again. Hey, even better. So we got ourselves a mana back. That's good. And 2 going through. That's going to take out another imp for another XP. Just wiping the floor with them right now. And then we're going for the leader for the 3rd. So you can see I'm not going to be able to pull off killing all of them. There's a lot there. So the downside is if I stick around here, I'm going to be the target of a heck of a lot of attacks unless I have this character come back. And that's not really what I want to do. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I actually thought about it. I think it makes a lot of sense because there's only 1 leader, and this imp leader doesn't even get any defensive token or any defensive dies at all. Plus his minions or monster dies are not in effect anymore because I've killed off all the minions. So it's just me rolling these 2 yellow dice, and that's a pretty good chance that I'm going to take them out. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, there we go. That's enough. So the imp leader is gone, and that is going to allow me to bump up everybody on the XP track by 2, which is nice. 2 and 2. And what happens now is because I took out the imp, I actually get a common treasure along with this. We'll come down here and grab a common treasure. We'll flip it over. It is a crossbow. We'll put this in here in the treasure bag, shuffle it up. This card is discarded. Pretty happy with that. And these cards are now part of my pile over here. And I really want to put this Staff of Darkness on here. That is a pretty powerful. Throwing 2 orange dice in an attack is huge. And then I can attack with as part of an attack, I should say. I can spend a mana to gain another yellow die. That's like a crazy powerful card. That's huge, except right now my actions are done. I am fully exhausted. I could do some things with this. I could buff the defense. That's what I'll probably do. I'll just buff the defense here to bless Faye as she tries to clean up the mess I've left behind. The question is, do I come back here and deal with these? Are these more of a threat? They'll be throwing at me when they attack if they're still alive. They would be throwing at me 1 orange die, plus 2 of the monster dies. That's not exactly the best. I might be able to kill this thing and also get back here and shoot these things, but that's even pushing it. But let's see how it goes. Let's see what I get as a pull for the tokens. So first I'll put my activation token there. I'm done. Pull these. Got 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, what's this? Move up to 2 zones before attacking. Okay, that could be handy. Could be handy indeed. So if I want to attack, I can move up to 2 zones before attacking. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's try attacking this guy twice and then come back and try to attack this guy afterwards and see how it goes, I guess. So maybe rerolls would be what I want to use on this one to make sure I do a deadly attack. I'm totally drained of mana, though, so that's a problem. I am in darkness, so I might be able to regenerate some of that back with the shadow die. I'm attacking with a bow, so that's 1 yellow. I can't spend any mana, like I said, to gain any swords, so I'm stuck there. I can reroll if I so choose, is the one I'm going to probably use in this case. And I think that's it. Now, going up against the skeletons have 1 defensive blue die for the leader, and then for the minions, 2 monster dice. All right, here we go. Yikes. Oh, that's a crazy hit. That's really good, actually. Okay, so, yeah, that's not terrible, except for the hits are kind of bad. Yikes, that's a lot of health to take. I gotta take those health hits. Ouch. Wait a minute, what am I doing here? Wait. I have made a mistake. I am attacking the undead. So, this whole thing is just, I've ruined everything here. So sorry about that, guys. I was pretending like I was attacking the skeletons. I'm actually trying to attack the undead leader, and the undead leader doesn't have any defensive dice. It also doesn't have any minions. And I'm in the darkness, and I'm using my bow, so it's literally just these 2 dice, but I'll re-roll them to keep it clean. But I do have re-rolls, so let's go ahead. What was I thinking there? Hey, look at that. I got all kinds of mana back. That's good. So 1, 2, and 3. And I have 1 sword. But the only reason I would take those if I didn't want to use the re-rolls. I do kind of want to kill the stupid thing. I need a lot more damage than that. So let's actually not take that, and let's reroll both of them. Okay, a little bit better of a hit there. So 1 mana back, and this token has been spent, and 3 damage going in is not enough to kill it. It's close, but it's not enough. So I'm going to need to go and attack it again. So I can attack it again. This time I could use, I guess I'll burn the movement point 1, and we'll roll this again. I could use the mana to bump up the sword, but I think I'll get it. Now let's make sure we get it. I don't have a reroll this time. Here we go. Good thing I did. Draw 1 more token. Okay, cool. All right, and then I got 2 swords, and 2 swords is enough to get through and kill the undead leader. Ha! Take that. So the leader is dead. That is another one. So up to 6 on this dashboard, up to 6. So we're going to be able to level up at the end of this round, which is great. taking a look at the undead leader. Oh yeah, there's some good stuff there for sure. So the undead gone, and I gain a rare treasure. Excited for this. A javelin. Ooh, that's nice. I got a javelin and a crossbow over here. That's really good because options wise on this side, oh, the crossbow is really good. 2 orange from distance. Yes. This one allows you to perform 2 attacks. Ooh, that's good too. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough call. And it's one-handed too. Oh, that's really tough. Now if I'm gonna put this, what can I? How much damage? Ooh, yeah. So the javelin's what I want because then I can go after the skeletons here really good. Okay, so I'll do that. That card's gone. The rare treasure token goes back to the bag, not on the ground, in the bag. Then shuffle this up. Okay, so I have 1 more action to spend, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Move up to 2 spaces before attacking. So that's what I'm going to do. Flip this over. I'm going to head. These are gone, by the way. So I'm going to head back out here. Oh my. Oh, now everything's just falling over. Okay, hold on a second here. Let's clean this mess up. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and have. Yeah, I guess this attack's going to be 2 attacks, which is pretty sweet. So I'm going to take this and take this. And then I have no more of those. Am I in darkness? No, I am not. I am attacking something that has 2 monsters along with it. They get a defensive die, I think, for the skeletons. Yes, they do. This is all I have. And I can't buff anything any further. So 2 attacks going with this. First one. 2 hands. Oh, no, that's what I want to see. 2 hands on defense. Spawn another skeleton if possible. Ugh, gross. That is not what I want to see. That is not good. Don't like that. That just made my life harder. And I got nothing on the attack at all. That's so bad. That is so bad. Okay. Yeah, that backfired big time. Indeed. Well then, well, I have another attack to make because as part of this action, I can perform 2 attacks. So I'm going to do this again. If I get the same result I just got, I'm going to be really sad. Oh, close. Okay. So we got ourselves a hand, does nothing. The scratch hits me for sure. That's no good. The defense blocks 1 of my hits. And then the other one gets through but doesn't kill anybody. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that was not the best. So due to the fact that my 2 heroes are in the exact same tile location, as well as the fact that they're also the same level and they have the same amount of XP, I get to choose which one gets attacked by the skeletons. So that's kind of nice. These skeletons are going to hit me with an orange, and they're going to hit me with 3 monster dies, which is the most I've seen so far, thanks to these skeletons coming after me. And that is it. And then on my side, it doesn't matter which character I choose, I have 2 defense because I have 1 here for the leather armor, and then I also have the buff here from the aura for 1. So that's 2. And then if I use the paladin, it's 2 as well. But the paladin has a lot more health past that defense. So I'm going to go with the paladin for this attack. And it's unfortunate because I'm going to be getting this attack twice. So I could choose to change my hero that gets a hit on the next one. So we'll see how this goes. Here's hoping I don't get beat up too badly. Come on. Hey, that was a fantastic roll. What the heck? I am perfectly okay with that. That was the greatest roll ever. All right, so the exact same thing. I'll have the paladin take the next one as well. And oof, there we go. Okay, so first off, this does nothing. This does nothing. The monster scratch goes straight through. That hurts. I block all 3 of that, so that's it. That was pretty good. That could have gone a lot worse than it did. And we are done the monster activation phase at this point. Now we need to level up. So we'll start over here with the rogue. The rogue has 6. I'm going to spend 5 of it in order to level up to level 2. You can see here I instantly get 1 extra on my my health. The one thing to mention about this that's really nice is the fact that your actual max goes up by 1. So I was at 5, it goes to 6. But you don't get to refill your entire health when this happens. You just get the 1 extra that you gain from here. Plus, though, the rare treasure token now goes into this bag, which is nice because now this bag has higher chance of getting good stuff. And I get to go into here and select a card to upgrade my character with. And the one I really want, and it could be anything up to level 2. There's actually quite a few good ones in here. The one I'm aiming for, I think, is poison, because poison says poison enemies take 2 wounds at the start of their activation. And that would be pretty sweet to have. Goes into this bag. Could be useful. The other one that's really nice is gaining movement. Draw 1 token after resolving this action. Move to a trap up to 1 zone away and disable it. That could be really handy for this trap that's right here, but we can also just go right around it, which is what we're planning on doing anyway, so that's not too useful. Rotate this card to exhaust it and draw 1 token from your discard pile instead of your bag this turn. Ready this one, we're shuffling your bag. Okay, interesting. Kind of like the poison, I think. So we'll go with the poison. So I come in here until I find 2 poison. Well, that was easy. Wow, what are the chances of that? Okay, 2 poison. They go in this bag, and I shuffle this up. There we go. And we've now got the ability to do some poisoning, so that's nice. So that is done. Paladin's turn to level up. Same thing, going to 1 up to level 2, getting a health boost. That's nice. And I'll rotate that around. And we also get to throw the rare treasure into the bag. Not beside the bag, but into the bag. And then we get to go ahead and pick a new skill. Now, I can choose, and we are at the end of a... This is actually going to end up just going back to its regular state as well. Flip that back over. Attacks give me an extra reroll. That's kind of nice. Heal. I like this one. Heal a hero. So who do I want the ability to heal? Probably the rogue, because the rogue has the least health and not as much of great armor as I do. So the rogue currently has blue, so I'm going to put this on this side over here. That'll allow me to spend some mana, which I seem to get quite often with the paladin in order to help out with the healing side of things. That could be nice. Plus we have healing potions to spend, but that's just a nice one. Okay, so that is it for the upgrades. And now that we've leveled up, we are going to dig into this next step, which is moving this along the track. So now we're moving to this space, and the darkness now has another individual showing up right here. So we're going to go ahead and pull a mob as well as a card, and these are going to show up at the portal. Oh my. Okay, so we got a fire entity, and they have the devil's bow. I'll show you guys a close-up of these in a second once I get them all figured out. So this is the devil's bow. Pretty brutal. And then here's the fire entity. They're going to throw, when they get their hand symbols, they are going to add flames to the attacking or defending hero. That's going to hurt them later on when they activate, so that's not fun. Fire entities are going to show up. They are easy to spot because they're fire. And no, I'm not trying to roll that. I hit the wrong button there. We'll throw this over here. And we'll throw this one over here. All right, there we go. Done. They're in. And we also want to don't forget the token from the treasure bag as well. And it's a common treasure, just one of them. All right, that's it. So, done deal. We now can activate our tokens here to get ready for the next round. We've got so many guys here that need to die. Who is my strongest attack? Well, it looks like the paladin is the king of the castle at the moment. So the paladin is going to go ahead and go crazy here. So I'm going to use this. I'm also going to spend 1 mana to add a yellow die into the equation. I'm going up against a lot of minions. So 3 of them, which is unfortunate. I'm not in a dark space, so I can't take use of this die. Defensively, they have 1 blue die. So this is kind of the layout right now of what the dice look like. Do I have any ability to buff this in any way, shape, or form? Probably not. But I'm still pretty happy with what I'm seeing here. So let's go for it. Yikes. That did not work as planned. Okay, so the skeletons here, if they get a defense of 2 hands, they're going to... Oh, they're so close to that too. The hits are going to come to me though. Ouch. I get 2 of those on my health. I do get a couple of manas back, which is good. And then they block one of my swords and one of my swords get through. That was a really bad... Oh, but is that enough to kill one? I think it is. Yes, it is. Thank goodness. At least got rid of one of them. All right. We can bump ourselves up to 2. Okay, we got to do that again. Now there's only 2 minions, so one of the monster die go away. Ooh, that's a big... Oh, sorry. And I didn't spend the mana for that attack, which I meant to do to get that extra yellow die in there. Okay. Oh, 2 hands again. No. Stop it. Stop messing around with me. Okay, so it's going to spawn a skeleton back again. That's fun. Then it's going to hit me for 1. Oh, these guys are just ripping into me. And I got 3, and it blocked 2, so only 1 got through. And these should have been cleared last time. Oh my goodness. That's no good. That's... What the heck is going on here? And now if I go ahead and attack again... They're right back up to where they were. I could spend 1 mana again to buff this Staff of Darkness. They are really giving it to me here. I might have to use the health potion. Okay, that's a little better. So we got ourselves a scratch towards us. So another hit. But 4 damage gets through this time. And 4 damage is going to be enough to take out 2 of them and leave 1 damage behind. So that's much better. Finally. So 2 of them are gone. Bring me up to 4. That's going to be my turn, essentially. Do I want to heal? Yeah, we should probably use the health potion at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and burn it to give myself 1, 2, and 3, because I don't want to be on the brink of death here. All right. So that was the Paladin's turn. Do I want to do anything else in terms of buffing? Probably not. We're going to be pretty clear by the time we're done here, so I think I'll just end my activation. Coming over to the Rogue. The Rogue, these are from last time. They can go away. 3 new ones: Poison, Movement, and Shadow. Okay, well, Poison wouldn't be bad. Shadow could be good, though. Yeah, Shadow looks good, because I could use that to benefit myself. When I use the attack, I get the shadow die. Even though I'm in light area, I can have a shadow right now, which is nice. Let's attack with 2 yellow for my bow. And I don't have any ability to... I don't have any mana. I think I've been calling these things auras at times, sometimes mistakenly. I don't know why. To those 3, and I'm going after the skeletons. So let's see here. 1 blue die, 1 monster die, and I don't think there's anything else I can do here. I do get 2 attacks though with this 1 action, so that's a plus. All right, so 1 claw does nothing, but 1 hit does something to me. And then this face here allows me to draw an additional token, which is nice. I'm using Shadow to gain the advantage of that die. And 3 gets through. So 3 is enough to take out... Oh, shoot. And I should have... Oh, no, that's right. I thought somebody else got removed and we got 3 mobs here still. 1, 2, 3. I can take out... Not the leader, but... Oh, actually, I can. Because I have 1 damage on there. They're both gone. What the heck? That's awesome. So that worked out exactly the way I wanted it to. Planned it like that the whole way. Okay, so that was a nice 1 kill there, and then 2 for the leader. Come over here, 2 for the paladin. That was pretty good. Okay, so I had 1 more attack I could have done based on using the javelin, but I can't use it, so it gets burnt. So I'm on to my second action now. Very tempted to use my healing potion because I don't want to get in a situation where I'm in trouble, but I could go after this now. So let's do, as a second action, let's do a movement. So I'll flip this over to give myself some extra movement. I'm going to go 1, 2, and my third action will be to interact with this common treasure. Let's see what we get here. What is that? Forge gate spell. Place your hero in the closest forge. That's kind of cool. The closest forge is right here. Can you actually... Oh, it's a spell. I guess you can just go right inside. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Okay. Interesting. I almost want to do that right now. You can just do it and get in there. I guess the downside... So how does that work then? I wonder how that works in terms of rules, because only when you open up a door do you resolve all the stuff inside of it. If you just spell your way into that room, I'm assuming this stuff still spawns. That's kind of an interesting one. Not too sure how to play that, but I would imagine that when you show up here, it still spawns everything that should be in here like normal. But the rules have it stating that when you open up the door, you reveal the room. But I would assume that you're revealing the room if your own person shows up in there. So yeah, we'll go with that. Do I want to do that? Because that would be a quick way to jump over. That'd be pretty cool. And I'd have one attack after that. The only scary thing is I wouldn't really... It's probably not a good idea to do right now, though. It might be a better idea to open this door. Because when these fallen angels come through... Oh, actually, yeah, sorry. I don't want to forget the fact that I just took out a skeleton, so I get all this stuff. Crossbow, common treasure. So let's put this back in here. I'll shuffle this up. Skeletons are now gone. And crossbow is mine. Oh, nice. A wooden shield and a crossbow. Okay, so, and that's perfect because I can put the wooden shield over here. Look at that. Now I've got even more defense. That's pretty good. I like it. I like it. Okay, so for my last action, I will flip the door open, and that is pretty much it. And really, I didn't need to use any of these, so, or at least any of those other ones. So, there we go. All right, so do I want to use the potion? Probably. Although I have the ability to heal with my paladin, I'm pretty much out of harm's way, so I think I'll wait for now on that one. So I'm going to say I'm done. The mobs are going to move, so, oh my gosh, I've taken everything with me. Did not mean to do that. Let's take these guys from 1 and 2, so they're kind of getting closer to me. These individuals, the fire entities, they're going to go 1 and 2. They're coming down the hall at me. Right. And can I level up? No, I need 10 XP, and I am not near that yet. I'm going to get there sometime soon. But the next thing that can happen is this. So the track moves to 4, and this rare treasure is going to go inside the bag. So that's a nice bonus. Okay. And we're back for another round. So we flip these activation tokens back over, and who wants to go first? Well, we got these fallen angels right here. So, what do they have? Great sword. That's a pretty strong weapon. Can I hit them from distance? I think I can. Oh. Yeah, I think I need to try, although I'm a little scared because my health is quite low, so it might be better to get my paladin in here. My paladin could go 1, 2. Yeah, my magic attacks are pretty strong. So I'm going to go, I could even go right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 1, 2, and then 3 for my movement with paladin. Again, I'm using this extra movement point from his aura, which is nice. And then I'm going to use this attack, which is going to give me 2 orange dice. I'm not in a dark spot, unfortunately, but there's 2 monsters with this. And do they have defense? Oh, yes, they do. They have a lot of defense. 2 blue dice. That is going to be a problem. Worst. Okay, I can also spend this to add a yellow die, which I will, based on this Staff of Darkness ability. And then, I think that's it. I kind of wanted to use that last aura in order to heal, but we'll have to see how this goes. And actually, you know what? That kind of makes me want to say, you know what? Let's stop here. Instead of going all the way out, I want to stop here because I'm going to attack 2. Oh, but it is magic, and magic can only attack 1 away. It's not as powerful as, it's not as long range as range is. Range you can be a little further back. Of course, it does hinge on what it actually tells you. Yeah, but essentially range can be as long as you can see. But magic only has an attack of 1 away. So this is a valid magic attack here. So I'm good here. Here we go. Let's roll this off and see what we get. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we got a claw. What does a claw do on this? Nothing. Good. I like that. So nothing there, but the attack comes through and hits me. I don't like. And then that's resolved. I get 2 of the mana back, which is good. I got 2 swords. Can I take out a fallen angel? I can. So I can take out 1 of them. That's good. Goodbye, fallen angel. All right. So that removes 1 of these dice in the future. And then I don't have the yellow die anymore either, unless I pay a mana, which I could do. I probably will do to bring that back in. And we're going to attack 1 more time because that's all I have the ability to do. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a mana back for me. And then 3 swords with no block. So basically I kill off a minion. I'm super close to killing off the other one. There's 1 damage on it. Go up 1 XP on the track. Ugh, it's brutal. I really wish I could have been able to pull that off. Do I want to boost any defense or heal? I could heal. So I'm going to spend this to trigger this. Heal the hero with this aura by 2. That's going to give 2 back to the rogue, which is nice. And that's probably going to be the end of my turn. All right, so the rogue now is 2 away, so I can actually make a shot from where I currently stand with 2 yellow dice, and I am in a dark spot, which is a bonus. So I can get me some mana back, which would be huge. I think I've been using the terms mana and aura interchangeably when I'm talking about those tokens, these ones here, so I really apologize for that. Just a mistaken thing I've done. Fallen Angel Leader. So 2 defense that we know from, and there's no black dice going into this. So let's see what we get. Oh my gosh. Wow. Blocked everything. Okay, so yeah, that did not work out at all. Okay, so it is what it is. I can attack twice, or perform 2 attacks, I should say, in this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah, that really didn't work. So let's try that again. Wow, that didn't work out either. Okay, so that was 1 full action that did nothing. Let's try another attack action again. There we go. Okay, so that's going to give me this. It gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They block 2, 3 gets through. This thing is dead. Fallen Angel is gone, and that's another leader down. So the Paladin's going to go from 8 to 10. That's enough to level up, and this is going to go from 4 to 6. Nice. Okay. Now with them removed, the rogue is the one that killed the fallen angel. So the rogue is going to get the great sword and a common treasure. Let's see what the rogue gets. Hey, some leather gloves. That's pretty cool. And I want to make sure I put those in the right track. I think. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, this is inventory. That wasn't supposed to be there. This is supposed to be here, but this is just an inventory item. It's elsewhere. There we go. So that's pretty cool. So my attacks now, I can spend mana to reroll those leather gloves. I also get a great sword, which I could decide to use. It's 2-handed though, so I wouldn't be able to hold my shield, so I don't like that. We'll hold on to that for now. Okay, we're not doing too bad. The Fallen Angel, this is gone. We'll shuffle this back in. The Fallen Angel card is out of here. Only got 1 set of mobs left at the moment. Okay, so I have 1 more action to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and move 1 and 2. I think that's it. That's where I'm going to sit. That'll be the end of my turn. So these are the only mobs available. They're going to go 1, 2. So they're now in this area here. Next, any upgrades can happen. We know our paladin has 10, so I can actually upgrade my paladin, which is sweet, leveling up. So to the 3rd level, I get extra mana here, plus my maximum mana level goes from 4 to 5. And the first epic treasure goes into the bag, which is sweet. Could give me something really nice if it ever comes around. And that is it. Oh yeah, the skill cards. Don't forget about that. So do I want to gain access to the 3rd aura? See, this is where it doesn't matter. You can only have 1 aura per character anyway, so unlocking that doesn't make any sense in this case. It's better for me to stack these underneath. Darkness. Enemies in the Enchanted Hero Zone gain... Enemies in the Enchanted Hero Zone gain... That doesn't sound like a good thing. That sounds like a bad thing to me. Am I crazy? Zeal 3. I am level 3. And I have Zeal 2. Oh yeah, so Zeal 2 is the 2nd one in line. That's right. There's skills that actually are in line through Roman numerals. But as long as you have the number, you can get it. So this increases my defense. So it actually like takes over that other card. So now I'm getting even more defense on that other character. So I'm okay with that. Let's do that. All right. So that is that. And we need to move the darkness track to the 5th spot. Okay, so we're back in action again. Shadow Space one doesn't have any effect. It's going to be that's probably the one I'm going to burn right now, actually. So we'll move from here to here. I'm not going to open this door yet because I don't want to spawn all this craziness at the moment. I'm going to burn this shadow token because I'm in shadow anyway. I'm going to make an attack now as my 2nd action to go after these. And this is where I'm going to probably use this +1 to add to my die roll when I start doing it. So first off, I am in darkness, so I get this die. I'm using my javelin, so I get 1, 2. I get to make 2 attacks, which is sweet. There's 2 of those guys, and I get 1 blue defense die. I'm adding an extra die in later. I could add a sword by spending a mana, so I'll do that. And I think that's it. So let's roll away and find out how it goes. Come on. Hey, that's pretty good. Add a fire to the attacking or defending hero. Ugh, not good. Fire's bad. You'll see why later. Okay, so that resolves that one. Let's see. I'm going to add the die in. I should have done this actually before I resolve that. So I'm going to use this right now to add in the extra yellow die. Roll. There we go. Okay, so this thing is going to... So first off, I'm going to get mana. 1, 2, 2 of these are blocked by the shields right here. And then 5 get through. That's crazy. A lot of damage. So that's enough to essentially kill off one of them. And then put 2 damage on the other one. Super close to getting 2 of them down, which would have been awesome. 1 XP here for that. And now we get to do the 2nd attack from the 2nd action. So this time around, we're going to go ahead and we only have 1 minion. We can get rid of this die here. There's the 1 blue defense still there. And we get 2 yellow. We don't get the extra yellow anymore. And we have a shadow die in play as well. I could spend this to gain an extra sword. That doesn't hurt. Let's do it. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty good. We get 1 mana back as well. 4 damage on top of these 2, and they're 3 each. That's enough. That will wipe them all out. Now, I might have in the last attack missed the fact that I paid for an extra sword and I didn't do it. I'm not sure, but either way, it probably resulted in the same amount of actions being spent to take them down regardless. So that's perfect. So 1 right here, and then 2, which is going to bump me up to 10. And then in terms of the Paladin's going to go from 0 to 2, with the leader being killed. All right, and I only have 1 fire marker, which I'll resolve at the beginning of my next activation. So that is the end of my 2nd action. Now the question is, do I want to open up a door? Now, this one has an enemy inside of it. This one does not. So I'd much rather actually move and maybe head over here. to be ready to open up this door. And I know that I have this scroll thing, but I'm just not going to use it just yet. I could have some reason to use it in the future, but this one seems safer for this character for now. So we'll go over there, and it actually gives me additional movement points. So the funny thing is I could open this door, seeing as it's a safe area. The only thing that would happen is once I open it, I do have to resolve a door card. So we could try this and see how it goes. Oh, good. Just a room. Whew. Okay, so just a room indeed. All right, so later on I can get in there now and action that objective, which is good. So the rogue is now finished. The paladin, on the other hand, is behind the rogue and is going to come in and get a little aggressive here. 1, 2. He's got the additional movement point already, so he's going to crack the door. No, he's not going to flip up on side of his head. And he is going to reveal a door card as well. Another just a room. That's nice. So we get a treasure token in here. It's a common treasure, and we're going to get a mob showing up. What kind of mob do we have this time? Devil's Crossbow and these individuals. We'll take a closer look at them in a second. All right, so what do we got here? We've seen the Devil's Crossbow before, but we have not seen these individuals before. And see here, that's going to bump up all the hands from the minions are going to bump up the attack level, and they're 3. That's no fun. So we're going to go ahead and find them. All right, so that is how this current room looks at the moment. Now, what do I have for an attack here? I have distance shot, but I have to be 1 further in. So I have to waste an entire action to just get in the door to make my attacks, which is not the greatest. These guys, I do have a really strong hit, though, and I'd be in darkness. So when you find a forge, it's actually really cool because this is where you can take all the cards you've been storing up and you can actually ditch them to get a higher powered item. So in other words, I can go here. So basically I'm going to choose to move on my turn here with this next action. So we're going to go ahead and move into this space for 1. My second action after I fall over due to this not exactly being perfectly flat is going to be to interact with this forge. So when I'm at the forge, I can toss items, and these are all considered, even the starter items are still considered kind of common treasure. So I can ditch this, I could ditch this, and I could ditch probably these two. The one that I think is the best, probably ditch the crossbow because I like the longbows. Rerolls, all 3 of these go away, and I can take a card from a higher tier. So I can go and take a rare treasure card. It's pretty sweet. And flip it over and check that out. That looks nice. So what do we have here? The spiked reinforced breastplate is what I created at the forge. Defense, deal 1 wound to attacker and 2. That is awesome. So we'll go just like that. That was worthwhile. And that's where I'm going to stop. So I'm happy with that change. And now what we're going to do is do an attack with the last action. So I'm going to take this and this. I have a darkness die as well. That's not a darkness die. I'm going to be going up against these guys, and they have 1 defense. They also get 2 for their minions in there. And I don't think I have anything else I can do to help me. Nope. So I think I'm pretty good with this. Wow, that was a really bad roll. I cannot believe how terrible that was. I was expecting like a huge hit. That was the worst roll I've ever seen. So I get hit by 1, and then I gain some mana back, which is, I guess, is nice. But that's it. And now I'm stuck in this room right next to these guys who are going to thoroughly destroy me. So that backfired big time, but I'm glad I've got some good defense on me, but I'm still slightly scared here. Yikes. Okay, so that was not the best. All right, so we're moving into the enemy's turn, and these enemies have, yes, they have the ability to hit me from range, so they're going to do exactly that. Oops, one thing I forgot is the fire entities that I just wiped out, I need to actually give treasure to the individual who killed them. And there was no gameplay impact because the winner of that benefit from these items would have been actually the rogue whose turn was already done anyway. So the devil's bow goes down here. And the other item is going to be a common treasure. So we'll put this in the treasure bag. We're going to come over here and grab a common treasure, flip it over. What did we get there? What is that? That is, ooh, that's an interesting weapon indeed. Cool. That might be something worth going to the forge for. And remember, I have the scroll, so I can go to the forge and quickly get a more powerful item later on. That could be worth it. So this is gone. So I've gone ahead and grabbed 1 yellow die for the range hit that's coming towards me right now, as well as 2 for the minions, and my defensive dice for this amazing reinforced breastplate that I have that can actually do damage to the attacker. It's pretty sweet. Ha! So that was a complete block, plus I actually hit back at them, which is nice. So they take 1 damage, and they're going to attack me again in the exact same fashion. This time they got a claw through, which gives them an extra hit, so that's going to be 2 hits coming through to me. I block 1 of them, and then I take the other one. So not bad, but look at my health. It's not doing so hot right now. All right, so that is the end of that attack. Thank goodness. Okay, so can anyone actually level up right now? No, not over here. And yes, this was a mistake. This was supposed to be on the 10. I'm supposed to be able to get up to the 3rd level right now. So this is going to happen literally at this moment. I got ahead earlier and said 10, and I cycled this back down to 0, but then I didn't actually move this up to the 10 slot. So we have the rogue here moving from level 2 to level 3. And when that happens, additional mana going, maximum going up as well, epic treasure going in the treasure bag, which is good. And that is going to allow me to also go in here. And I really do like this one, Dark Swiftness. So it's going to allow me to take, let's see if I can find these ones, a green and a blue. There's that one, the +2. There it is. So these are the 2 that I'm going to take, and they are going to go into my bag like so. These are down here. I've now successfully leveled up. Everything is zeroed out. And we are good. And we have no level up happening over on this side. We're going to come over here to the darkness track. And this is going to have another mob show up. So we're going to grab another mob, flip it over. Who do we have now? Oof, very different here. What is this? And I also mistakenly didn't put a token over here for these guys when they came out. And there should be one here. All right. These guys, demons, 3. Shield, I got a hand symbol, deal 1 wound to the attacking or defending hero. I don't like that. And then they've got the ability to do some melee attacks on me. So these demons are going to show up. Let's see, are they here? There we go. Oop, is that the undead leader? Undead leader. Skeleton. These are the demons. Where is the demon leader? Oh. Oh, they've got it called the wrong thing. They got 2 undead leaders when one's actually a demon. Is there. Demon minion. And another demon minion. And here's what they look like. All right. So, with those guys in the action now, we go back to my turn. I'm going to flip this activation token back over. Now we got some options here. So I'm going to first off just try to clear this room. I'm going to go nuts. So we're going to go ahead and do a big time attack. So 2 orange. I'm going to spend one of these to add a yellow to it. And we're also going to deal with the fact we've got 2 of those monsters in the room. These guys also have 1 blue defense when we go up against them. So I'll add that to the mix. And am I in darkness? Yes, I am. So we're rolling all of this. Do I have anything that'll boost me up? Not so much. I've already done enough. Oh, I've been forgetting. And this is one thing I've got to remember. A couple times I've taken some scrapes when I shouldn't have. I should have been ignoring them. So I've actually been kind of hurting myself. Maybe a couple times you guys might have noticed that. Yes, sometimes that happens. You'll forget. All right, so what do we got here? So we got a hand symbol. Well, let's do the mana first. That one's the easiest. So mana in there. Hand symbol. That means an extra sword. So that is going to be That means nothing, actually, in this case, because it's only when they attack. So that means nothing at all. They defend 2, and I got 3. So only 1 gets through, and I think they're 3. Aren't they rats? So it's just 1 shy of being able to take 1 out. Rats, rats, rats. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. Hope for better results. That could be a little better. So mana again. My maximum is actually 5 at this point now, so I'm good there. And then I can't take the advantage of the both of the mana that showed up there. We got ourselves a claw, and I can block the claws I just talked about with a paladin, so that doesn't happen. Ignore it. The hand symbol does nothing. This blocks 2, and then 2 gets through, so that's a total of 4. So basically, I can take 1 minion away, and 1 of the health hits remains. So that minion can go. Paladin's going to bump up to 3. And I could do 1 more attack after this. Oops, I just stole the door away. All right, so we got ourselves a hand. That means nothing. This I can't make use of because I'm maxed out. Blocked 1. 3 gets through on the one that's here. So 1 stays, and this minion is gone. So the leader remains, but I took out both the minions. Actually, technically, I shouldn't have rolled a die. I should have only rolled... Yeah, I should only roll 1 of the monster dies there, but it didn't have any effect because 1 was blank anyway. Okay, so we got 1 health remaining left on this individual, and I've done my actions at this point. I've done all 3 attacks, so this is where I'm going to stop. Do I want to boost defense on anything? Probably not. Healing, I could heal. There's no harm in healing. I can heal this character up to 6, so I might as well. 6 is my max over here, so I might as well do it. All right, so that's it for that. The rogue is going to go, activates right away, and rolls a yellow die for every sword. I take a hit. That was not a roll. This is a roll. Wow, this went straight up and straight down. I'm glad I healed because that has been resolved now. All right, so let's get into the room for 2. I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to fall over the place with my character. And I'm going to interact. So 1, 2 into that room. I didn't. I should have pulled these first. I've run out, and I need to take all of these, flip them over, put them in the bag, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. There we go. I'm going to use 2 movement points right now. So it'll be 1, 2. I'm in this room. I use the 3rd movement point to activate the token. As soon as I do, I gain 5 XP. So I go all the way up to 5. And then I can start walking away. Now, you'll notice there's treasures in these rooms. I have 1 more movement point to spend. I'm going to use it to actually interact with this treasure chest here. So as you know from before, I can pull 2 tokens. Looks like it's going to be a common treasure either way. Let's go down here and grab a common treasure. What did I find here? Oh, look at that. Some more gloves, you say. Are they better than the gloves that I have now is the question. Heavy mittens. This allows me to add attacks. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and put the heavy mittens in there. And then this chest has now been searched and is disabled. That's all I've got left. Let me think here. So I was there and I went 1, 2, activated the objective token. And think. So let me see. So I went 1, 2, activated the objective token. That was my 3, thanks to using this extra point of movement 1 here. Then I messed around with this. I have 2 more movement to spend, so I'll move 1 back into here and I'll activate this one down below, see if I can get a better item. Ha, rare treasure. Nice. That's what I wanted to see. This is going to be disabled as well. What do I get? Give me something good. I keep spinning these around by accident. That's my mistake. Oh, what's that? Nice. A war helm. Defense plus deal 1 wound to the attacker. Nice. I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I did the one here, I moved, interact with this, and I think I have one. I guess I would have had to get rid of one of these. I'll get rid of the reroll. So I was here, I went 1, 2, interact with the objective. The next action was to do this, then move in here. The next action was interact with this, which I just did, and then the last would be to just come out the door. Now, the only other thing I could do is go to the forge. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why don't I actually use my forge spell? I'm going to discard it. And with my last movement point, and that forge spell just instantly transports me over to here. And that's going to be funny because I don't think I'll be able to get my characters to actually stay on this. Probably not. Okay, and then while I'm at the forge, I can go ahead and take a bunch of these things and turn them in. So I'm going to turn in probably, let's just take these 3, get rid of them, and bring a rare treasure over. We got the longbow. Oh, look at the rerolls on that thing. Ooh, that's tempting. I really still like the 2 attacks on this. I think that's awesome. Plus, it gives me the 1 hand, so I still think I like this one better. But that is going to be it. So now we got both characters in there. And we will stop. That'll be the final activation. So now this leader is going to attack me. And how much is it going to attack me with is the question. So it's got an attack here of, or I should say a ranged attack of 1. So 1 yellow die. It has none of its friends with it. And both of my characters are in here, but who has the most level? Equal. Who has the most XP? It's actually Faye. So it's going after Faye. But Faye has a lot of defense. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that is a lot. So 2 dice go into the equation here, but I get 1 defensive result. Plus a wound's going to hit the attacker afterwards, so I'll put that in the mix. Anything else? Don't think so. Don't think so. So let's go ahead and roll this and see how it goes. Token doesn't need to be rolled. So boom, blocked, and I hit it. Nice. And then it's going to try to attack me again. Probably not going to work out for it. Oh yeah, and it just killed itself. Basically, my defenses from the Warhelm were enough to actually kill this thing. And because I was the one that actually did this, I do get the credits for the kill. So I'm up to 7. Paladin's going to go up to 6. Take those dice, move them aside. Put those back in the bag. That worked out pretty good. Basically killed itself trying to attack me. And then these demon creatures are going to come down the stairs and head towards us. And then can we level up right now? Probably not. I need to get 15 XP now and nowhere near that on either of these characters. Next one here is 7, and the epic treasure now is going into the bag, which is pretty sweet. So hopefully I'll see that at some point. We can flip these activation tokens back over, and we're ready to start the next round. And actually, this, I think, is where we're going to stop for right now for this particular part. We're probably about halfway, because I'm just about to activate this token, which will then activate this door, which then changes everything and gets right down to the boss battle at the end. So we are nearing the end of this, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this. Of course, along the way, there's quite a bit to keep track of when you're doing this on Tabletop Simulator in terms of making sure items are in the right spot and you're using all your abilities, especially when not all of them are like on screen. So I can't quickly reference everything as fast as I would be able to typically when they're all laid out in front of me. But I really hope this helps you get an idea as to how the flow of the game goes. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, keep on rolling solo.